Okay, now for part 3 of probably 4 on North Korea. So, in the first video, I talked about the history of North Korea's money. In the second video, I talked about hyperinflation. In this video, I'm going to talk about Choco Pies. So first, we're going to want to talk about what money is. So it's an economic unit that's used as a medium of exchange, and it reduces or removes the double coincidence of wants, which is basically a problem with trading. If you're trading something, you need to find someone who has what you want that wants what you have. We're going to talk a little bit about legal tender versus money substitutes. But the traits of a good money, it's fungible. So this meaning that it's the same. So, for example, if you're familiar with US dollar, a US dollar is a US dollar is a US dollar. It's durable. It doesn't fall apart. It doesn't break apart over time. It's portable, so you can carry it and move it. It's recognizable. You can recognize your own country's currency, I hope. And it's stable. It doesn't change in value too quickly. So as for what counts as money, I think most of us can agree, from the US, a dollar bill is money. We can agree that most countries' currency that they currently issue is money. Same with their coins, right? Their coins are money. Most coins and bills, we'd agree, they're money. They fit the need. And that's why most countries, we use coins and bills. It gets a little more confusing with maybe we talk about commodities. Some people would say a bar of silver is money. I can go and I could, trade this for cash. This is a commodity that you could think of as being a money substitute. For a long time, money was made out of silver, particularly coinage in a lot of countries. But what about a Choco Pie? Why couldn't a Choco Pie be money? It's fungible. A Choco Pie is a Choco Pie. It's durable. I mean, if we look at, they come in these nice airtight packages that make them last for a long time. These are good for a long time. I don't have to eat these today. I don't actually super like Choco Pies. It's portable. These are pretty easy. You could fit one in your pocket if you needed to. They come in generally a nice box. There's still more in here. It's recognizable. We all know what a Choco Pie is. We can look at the label and be like, oh, it's Choco Pie. So then comes in stable. Does this have a stable price? Well, this box of Choco Pies was pretty cheap. But that's not always the case in a place like North Korea. So we could think of this as being like silver. It's a pretty tarnished up old silver bar, actually. Could be a form of commodity money, and in North Korea, it was. So how did the Choco Pie, a long-time favorite sweet in South Korea, come to North Korea? Well, it goes back to 2002. At this time, North Korea and South Korea were getting along, and they decided to open something called the Kaesong Industrial Region near Kaesong, North Korea. It was just a short ways past the borderline, just past the demilitarized zone, and it was an area where South Korean companies could open factories and have access to cheap North Korean labor, and meanwhile, the North Koreans, it would bring in hard money and currency. There's another one called the Racine Special Economic Zone, which is similar. It opened in 1992, and companies from China and Russia and Mongolia now also operate factories there. And in 2014, they've started up a new one in Sanjul, near the border with China, although it's relatively new and not much has been done there yet. Of course, the North Korean government put lots of rules in place. And one of them was that the South Korean companies could not give out cash bonuses. So starting in 2004, some of the South Korean businessmen came up with the idea of giving bonuses in Choco Pies. And the Choco Pies were really, really popular. At first, the South Koreans figured that they would eat them, maybe share them with their family, since a lot of these workers had to walk home every day. But very quickly, they made their way onto the black market. So what was happening is these workers would maybe get a few every day. The South Korean businessmen also gave them as bonuses for working overtime or for a good job, to incentivize people. And yeah, the workers and their family were probably consuming a few, but the majority of them were being sold on the black market. We don't know exactly how much these workers were getting paid because the South Korean government was taking quite a bit of it. But on average, we seem to see numbers of somewhere, most people guess, between 57 and 100 US dollars. So they were being able to go to the black market, and basically there was exchange rate. You could exchange your Choco Pies for a set amount, and that it wasn't really a barter system. It became an exchange system, or even exchanging the Choco Pies for the goods that you want. They became what we might call a commodity money. So this continued until 2013, where, workers were getting 2, 3, or 5 Choco Pies a day, depending on where they worked, if they worked overtime. And then in 2013, relations between South Korea and North Korea deteriorated. And so the Kaesong industrial region got shut down for a few months. And when it started back up, there was pressure from the North Korean government to not hand out Choco Pies as much. And in 2014, they were banned. So the Choco Pie was banned, and most of the companies replaced their bonuses with things that were maybe a little more standard. Noodles, pork, sugar, chocolate, very, very normal and not especially South Korean bonuses. North Korea actually attempted to make their own Choco Pie, but cocoa, I guess, was a little too expensive for them, some people believe. Everybody says that they were kind of oily and greasy and weren't that good, but, in normal North Korean fashion, they made their own version of it. And that was something that you were seeing there, where North Korea was making their own version of K-pop and things like that, too. All right, that's about all I have to say about that. So yeah, Choco Pies becoming commodity money. Next week, I will probably release the 4th and probably final of these videos on North Korea.